Welcome to the channel, folks. My name's Tony, and I'm squeezing in a little game time in between life's responsibilities. I'm here in our greenhouse just taking a look at the sky above us, all the stars in the skies, and it makes me wonder, when will I be making my way to space in this playthrough? And it's not going to be anytime soon. We've got a lot more work to do on the planet. We've got another mine to set up for silver. We've got some hydrogen that we need to process to get us ready for that. And I'm sure there's some more buildings that we can make around the base. And a large landing port is kind of in mind right now that we can put and land large ships on. But that's all in future episodes. For today, our focus is still here in the greenhouse. So at the end of last episode, we had a setup that worked. It was not working great, so I went back and I made some adjustments. And then at the end of the episode, I showed you the adjustments I made and told you I'd come in here and get this redone in this world. So I did that off camera. So now we have our mechanism that drops it down, and it works pretty well, if I do say so myself. So we can move left and right. I've got the speed turned down quite low, which is fine. And then I can just lower it. It lowers nice and smooth. And then we can collect our stuff. We can roll back. And then we can hit it again, and it'll come up. So we're in a pretty good spot with the mechanics part of it. Now we need to get the logic part of it taken care of. So how do we go from manually controlling this to having it automated? The first thing I think I want to look at is, how do we get it connected back here to the food processor, to the conveyor system. I feel like this is actually perfectly lined up to make this connection. So what I'm thinking is, if we put a hinge, get to the right thing, if we put a hinge right here, I guess I don't need the bigger part there. Let me that. Grab the wrong one apparently. So if we put this here and then add the medium head, right? Let's go ahead and lower that to -90. And then we can just, we'll just hinge lock that and toggle off. Let's go ahead and get it a name. Greenhouse 1. Food processor. There we go. Confirm. And then what if we just did a connector there? Already got it here. Something like that. And then Might be a little high, huh? Well, I mean, we can adjust that, right? Let's turn this strength down on these. We'll just do a 0.5 on both of them. We don't want them we don't want them falling off the rails when they go to try to attach to each other. I'm so concerned. I get distracted by the unknown signals because I've been doing some work on that scenario, and the last part of it was testing out. The unknown signal part. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I spent like 2 hours in game last night trying to work through that. So turn off my head. I won't be concentrating on it then there. All right, so let's try this. On this side, maybe? Yeah. Is there a better way of doing this? There is. I know that for small grid, we've got these little conveyor frames. I really just need this to come up one block. The other option is this. What if we did... We did something like this. If I can find the right thing. So we put that one on there. And then we put that one like that. And then we could easily put in like that. I might have the stuff for these. Yeah, that looks better. And I can... how do I do this again? Every time. There we go. All right, so I can spray paint those. And then maybe... something like that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. All right, so now we're connected. So now we'll be able to put stuff back when we need it. Now that I'm thinking about this, I was wondering how I would get it to come back and forward. What if we just make this our stop point? And then we don't have to worry about. We just come down. Like, I'm worried. I'm not really worried, but like if somebody was standing here and then this started coming down to grab to harvest the stuff, then it would bonk them on the head. So what I'm thinking is, what if we push this out so that it ends, or I guess it starts right in the middle of this. We leave that as the starting position always. That does leave this, but that's fine. What we can do is channel there. Do something along the lines of this to stub it out further. And then we had the connector on the first page. And if we wanted to look supported, we could just do something along the lines of that. So we've got that supported where it will connect. So if we don't want this to go any further back than this, what we can do is we can put on a, what do we need? We're going to need timer blocks. So let's grab those. Probably going to need event controllers. Are they in there? Yeah. Okay. There's that. Timer blocks, event controllers, sensors. Sensors. We're going to need those. So we can put a sensor right here. Oh, you know what? I got an idea. We're going to take a quick break here and run over here and do something. I also worked on this over the time away. Let me somebody mentioned a script for closing doors. So there are a lot of scripts for closing doors on the workshop, but what's the fun in using somebody else's script when you can write your own? So with that said, I wrote my own. That's what I want to do. I want to get that put in there so that we can close these doors automatically. What I need is a programmable block. And I need that to be small grid. Yeah. We'll be out in a minute. They're like everywhere at all times. So we can put this in here. Like that. And then we can go down here to edit. Browse scripts. And auto close doors. So the only thing I need to do here is I need to have a group that says auto close doors with all the doors in it. So let me check make sure that compiled. It does. Okay. So now I just need to go and grab doors. Door. So that one. I don't want the hanger doors. So I'm going to leave that off. It's a sensor, but we'll take these. All the doors in production. Printer door. We don't want the printer. Warehouse doors. We don't want the warehouse ones. So that should be everything. We just need to call that auto close. All right, and that tells us currently open doors, and all doors are closed. Easy breezy. So now I can leave doors open, and they will close themselves. We could increase or decrease the time limit. No, you don't. Get to run away after attacking me. All right, so there's that. We have our auto doors done. All right. Where are you at? I hear you. Just don't see you. Oh, there you were. My aim is kind of getting better. It's still trash, but we're working on it. All right. Perfect. Okay. So where were we? Something shiny, I think. There we go. So on this, we just need to make sure that it targets the door or the wall here, right? So as soon as it comes in contact with the wall. So I need to go tech station. Can we turn on? I'm gonna have to go inside to do this. So I need to info, I need to show sensor range field, go back to this and show on HUD. And I need to make that as small as possible. Size, okay. Pull that down there. Back in as far as possible. Bottom in as far as possible. Right and left in all the way. So we'll have this like 0.1 meter by 0.1 meter kind of ray. And then we just need to pull that back. And that looks like it's going to connect right there. Okay. So that will tell us when we're far enough back. And then we'll need to do something similar on this side. Let me go ahead and lock these so it can be charging. Lock. A little bit of wiggle, a little bit of shake. Might have to do something about that. It's fine. We're fine. Till it blows up, right? Okay. So that gets us where we want for that. Actually, we could probably go back just a hair, huh? Yeah, we're not centered. Let me, okay. Let me, disco that, and then we can turn it off. And we'll scooch a little bit. It's probably as far as it's gonna go. Yeah, that's maybe a little too far. That's definitely green. I think we can. Okay, so that will be it. That will put us where we want it. Let me turn this back on. And switch off. Okay. So we've got that one there. And we're probably just going to take this off. No. Let's put another sensor over here on this side. Basically, we should be doing the exact same thing here. But on the other end. I need to put that chair back. Or some sort of chair back. What can I do? What can I do? There are all kinds of options here. That shouldn't stick out far enough to block where I need to go. Actually, it might, now that I'm looking at it. No, it should still be within the 5 blocks. Because this is a 5 block here, right in between there. So we should run right up against the wall, and that should be far enough. If I go forward, oh no, I'm locked. Okay. So I need, what is it? Can't I view from outside on this? Okay, there we go. There we go. That's what I want. I need to see that. So if we do connector, it should be small connector number 2. Nope, number 1. Okay. I forget what we called this. Okay, we put connector here. GH dash. Okay, so we want this here, the switch lock, and then we want, just put this back for up and down for testing. And reverse, okay. And probably go ahead and get the battery for this too. Around here somewhere, there it is. All right, we'll do the same thing here. We'll search for battery. Oh, it's on the same grid, so we're good. Okay, so GH1H battery. We'll probably put another battery on this just in case, but one should do it because it's going to do a quick trip down, quick trip back, and then just plug back in. So yeah, GH1H battery. We'll put this here for recharge. Put this, yeah, like that. All right, I might as well go ahead and label those sensors while we're at it. That's the back one because you can see the outline on it. That is part of build info. But this is one of the reasons I like build info because it helps me figure out where things are easily. One H sensor rear, and this will be H1 H sensor front. Those are arbitrary. Which one's front, which one's back, who knows? If we were going by the direction of the WASD, this would actually be reversed because the, yeah. All right, so I can do this. And actually, no, forward does go this direction. So I go forward to right. I say that's probably pretty close enough. So for this, can I squeeze around the other side? Probably not. Oh yeah, I can. Perfect. All right, so we do sensor range again for that other sensor front, show on HUD, and then left all the way down, right all the way down, bottom all the way down, top all the way down, back all the way down. All right. And then I'm just probably going to have to get out so I can see that red mark. Oh, I need to sensor detect stations. Got it. All right, and then go all the way down to this. Okay. So there is that. So that should tell us when we get far enough one direction and then when we get far enough the other. And now we're at the piece that I really don't know how I'm going to solve, because I don't know. My guess is it's the override, propulsion override on the wheels. But I have never used that before, so I don't know how that works. I guess we can test it. If we do groups here, we should have the wheels in a group. We say set speed limit, increase propulsion override. Okay. Okay, maybe this works. Okay, so if we go, there was a propulsion up here. Turn propulsion on. Is that... Oh, no, that's not what I want. That is the... That, to wheels. So that's this propulsion, would be my guess. And we don't want to turn that on and off. What we want to do, propulsion override. Okay, so let's change that to... Okay, and then if we do, let's try wheels, and we do set propulsion override. This is a percentage. So is it a percentage of, what's it a percentage of? I guess I'll use 10%. And then we can just say this is forward. And then do it again for backwards. And can you do a negative percentage here? Yes. Yes, you can. I'm not going to be able to read the whole thing anyway. So, okay, so we got forward and back. I could go ahead and set this up. So, or at least set it up so it resets. So we do sensor, we do front, set up actions. Upon detection, we can reset propulsion override. And then the same thing for rear. I mean, this just is for testing purposes. We'll have to go in and use timer blocks to do everything we need to do at each juncture, but Yeah. Do the same thing here. Reset propulsion overdrive. Okay, 10% shouldn't be too fast, I hope. Okay, so now we're outside here. So I should be able to go 6. Okay, so 10% is not enough. Got it. So that's fine. Let's try that again. Let's go, let's put it up to 50%. I'm just really nervous to make it 100%. You know what? Let me just do it. We'll just do it. Put all our eggs in one basket and throw them off the roof and see if they crack. So the propulsion overdrive, negative 100, negative 100. Back. I wish you could change that without having to go in and reset the whole thing up. And we'll do the same thing for forward. Oh, we want 100%. We want this to be forward. All right, so now let's try it again. So hit 6. Let's cancel that. Cancel that, cancel that. Okay, so we will do a quick save here. And we will come out here and watch this. So we can move forward and back. I wonder. Here goes nothing. Oh, it looks like some of them are going the wrong way. Are some of them going the wrong way? Okay, third time's a charm, I think. What I'm seeing is that as we back up using the cockpit, it goes forward and backward just fine. But when I use the propulsion overrides, it seems like the left and right tires treat that differently. It seems like one set of tires is going one direction and the other set of the tires is going the other direction, and that causes it to twist. So what I'm thinking we need to do is change the wheels, a couple, like the 2 left wheels maybe. If we take that and we say invert propulsion. Now, if I was to move it, we'd fall into that same category of twisting left and right. But if I use, that's exactly what it was. That's odd. That is an odd behavior that propulsion overrides would would behave that way. Huh. Okay. Well, I'm not going to solve that problem. I'm going to solve the underlying problem. I've solved the issue we've got. So we should be able to do back. And that's at 50%. That seems to be fast enough, I would guess. And it should stop. I think what we're going to need, we're going to need something to keep this straight, because that does not look like it's staying. Yeah, it's not staying straight. Here goes. Here goes. Let me switch to this side. Maybe get a better view. Go backwards. We'll do another save because we've needed them. All right, so we go back. We're going back, going back. And as soon as it's ready to lock, it should stop. Boom. I mean, it doesn't. Are we still? We are crooked. We are crooked. All right. 7 times the charm. All right, so we are back here. And what we need to do is we need to reverse this some. Do this. Give us some room to work here. What we need to do is figure out how we can pinch this so that we stay straight. We would need four new tires, because 1 on each side won't work. We'll need 2 on each side. It's the only way it's going to pinch properly without skewing it or allowing it to skew. And we need it to run right along this edge. This side we've got a little bit more room to play with, but this side we can't go past the front of the cab, which is 3 blocks. All right, we don't need them on here, because all we're going to do, we don't need power, we don't need steering, we don't need any of it. Okay. But we do need strength. We can turn the friction all the way down. Do that like that. And now we can we're touching yet? We are not. We are not touching yet. Very close, but not yet. All right. That's the highest we can go. Oh, I wonder if it If it's... Oh. All right, so let's do this, and we can set this to 50. That should move us forward, right? Oh. Huh. All right, let's try it again and go negative 0.5. Oh, that's super fast. That's the problem. That's a problem. Yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. Let's make sure that strength is up high and friction is off. Okay. Save it here. And then we'll set our propulsion override to 0.1. Oh yeah, that's exactly. That looks pretty good. Now, if we can get it to work the other direction. Negative 0.1. I wonder if I didn't have that. The save didn't get that docking control. Event. Oh, no, docking. Docking controller. All right. It is there. Yeah. So now I think we can raise that back up some. So get rid of this. Switch lock. Off. We go. Wheels. Let's say negative. I think it was 12 is what I've had. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let me clear it. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. On. Okay. So there. We've got it moving left and right. and stopping when we want it to stop. So the next piece is unlock, lower, so we have so we'll start with just a button to kick this off. And it might stay a button, but for now we're going to have a button. So click the button. It will unlock and lower and kick off a timer block. And the timer block will wait for however long it needs to get down. And then that timer block will start it forward. And it'll start it forward. And that sensor, once it hits, stops it, kicks off another timer block. No, it stops it, reverses the hinges. So the hinges will go up. And then start a timer block that will wait until it gets all the way up. Once it's all the way up, the timer block will fire, which will kick it, make it go back this direction. And then once it gets back here, the connector will try to connect, or the event controller will connect it. Yeah, that sounds plausible. That feels right. With as much luck as I've had today, save often. All right, so here goes. 1002. Oh. That's not going to work. All right. So that will handle that. So the button click unlocks, turns that off, starts the hinges. All right, so that should resolve the issues we saw. Oh, no, we're going to have to maybe 7 seconds, it looks like. It's the front wall. Oh, oops. That was supposed to be negative 10%. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. The other thing I just thought of is that if we want to extend this will go as far as we want it to go. Or we could add another 15 beds, and it would just continue to go down until it was done, and then it would come back. So we could actually make this a little bit longer. So instead of having one for each individual thing, we could just have everything planted here and do it in cycles or something like that. Or we could create multiples of these. I'm actually tempted to just continue to extend this out and have one that does the whole thing. Oh, that's almost perfect. Perfect. Picking up some dust up there. Boom. Raise. It'll start going back before it gets all the way up, which is fine. And I almost feel like I should extend that just another. Nope. I'm okay with that. That stopped perfectly. Well, guys, I hate to admit it, but that was kind of fun. I mean, a lot of restarts, but a lot of fun. I'm really happy with the way this ended up. It turned out pretty good. We've got sensors being used. We've got timer blocks being used. We've got event controllers being used. Now it's just getting stuff growing and harvesting it. So that'll be the real test, I guess you could say. But I think that puts us in a good place for our greenhouse. So we've got a decision to make. Do we make more greenhouses or just extend this one? Kind of leaning towards extending this one, but let me know what you guys think below. You guys got any thoughts on one long one or multiple short ones like this? But yeah, I think that finally puts a wrap on our greenhouse. I mean, we'll be back in here to do some planting and harvesting, but for the most part, this building is, I think, complete. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this. Watched me stumble through some of these issues and mistakes. Next time we'll be looking at probably doing some more work around the base. I'm not exactly sure where we're headed. We've got a few things that we need to do. We need to do the silver mine back over here in the corner. We also need to start an ice mine over there, or go over to the lake and set up a base, a hydrogen processing base over there. If we use the ice lake, I think we can make a pretty large hydrogen processing facility that I think would be pretty cool. Yeah, so that's kind of the direction I'm leaning. Well, I think that just wraps us up. As always, stay safe and take care of those around you.